Hello everyone, welcome back. It's TGR, that's Gaming Robo. Guys, in this video we're going to see how to exploit the Championship Manager 0102 engine. Now before we crack on with the video, please make sure guys that you smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell too. And if you want this database, any other databases or menu bars, background images, you name it, the link is in the description down below. Copy and paste it. As you can see in the video, you literally log in or register and then download anything and everything that you want. Let's hit the intro and let's start the video. Let's see what we can do to exploit the Championship Manager 0102 engine. So exploiting the game engine, it is pretty simple, but there's more than just one thing that you can actually exploit on this game. I mean, you've got the likes of formation and tactics player instructions, you've also got looking at the type of players you want to bring in, or the type of staff members you want to bring in. Even boils down to the contracts as well, do you know what I mean? So there's a lot to go through very, very quickly. So first of all, we'll go through the formation with a wibwob as well. So first of all, I mean, Fury of the Beast, one of the main spoken topics, or even the iodine CF. These types of formations narrow through the middle, central type of play. That works brilliantly on this game, having no wingers and theoretically no fullbacks too, because if you had everyone literally in the middle like this type of formation would do wonders. It would disrupt the game engine, it wouldn't know what to do, so it pushes everyone to the sides because that's what the game thinks you are going to look to do, and you're just scoring tons and tons and tons of goals. But if we go through the wibwob types, I mean, as you can see here, with ball obviously right by the keeper, nice pattern formation there. And as you can see, the further we go up towards the goal, everyone bar the two centre backs is up there pushing towards the goal, pushing to try and score a goal. And the same with the without ball too. Everyone bar the striker is in the box saving the keeper. But it'll be exactly the same on the sides as well, as you can see. But going to the players list, I mean, I've done a very specified list, so we'll go through all of them very, very quickly. It's not all about just having the best players, but players that can mesh in my eyes as well. So you could have the likes of Gianluigi Buffon or Hans-Jörg, but Richard Wright, Roy Carroll, Seb Frey, Mikhail Landreau. I mean, even to the likes of David Day. I mean, all of these goalkeepers are fantastic, but they all have their own type of characteristics on the game too. If we look at going into defensive left, for example, so left fullback, you've got players like Carlos, Boomer, Celestine Babiaro, Mikhail Silvestre, Rustico, Julio Arca, Paul Robinson, Lee Young Pyo, Jamie Victory, and obviously most notably Taribo West, the god on this game. And if we look at the centre backs, you've got fantastic outstanding players such as Walter Samuel, Lilian Thuram, Alessandro Nesta, Kevin Hoffland, Igor Tudor, Ivan Cordoba, even players like Samuel Kuffour, Wes Brown, John Curtis, John O'Shea, Felix Etienne, and lastly you've got players like Chris Rigger, Asan Nday, Isaac Okoronkwo, even lower players like Ibrahim Said, Michael Dobson, even Michael Walsh too. All of these players can do a fantastic job on this game. And over at right back, I mean, most notably you've got like Brett Emerton, who, not just a right back but a defensive midfield, I think he's phenomenal on this game. You've got like Danny Mills, Lassisi, Maicon, even David Pruitt, but I also like him being a defensive midfielder. and obviously Mike Duff, one of the legends on the game too. And if we go through the central midfielders, if we go do it like this, I mean, you've got defensive midfielders such as like Sean Davies. I think he is fantastic on the game, as well as Kieran Dyer and Ivan Gattuso. Park Ji-sung, not a lot of people talk about him, but he is a fan. He is a legend on this game too. Lee Fowler, Andrea Pirlo, Edgar Davids. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, Stilian Petrov, Neil Lennon, Michael Stewart, even Xavi on the .68 database too. Zielias, another fantastic player. His tackle rate is phenomenal on this game. But if we move over to the central midfielders, I mean, you've got the likes of David Beckham, Lee Bowyer, Simon Davies, Barry Ferguson, who's brilliant on the game too. Paul Gascoigne, only problem is injury prone, but nonetheless he's still great on the game. Mikel Arteta, Richie Wellens, which is another player that everyone raves about, and quite rightly too, because he just brings fantastic average rating and assists and goals to the team. And even Mark Kerr. All of these players are brilliant in central midfield. And if you look in attacking midfield, you've got players like Sebastian Deisler, not a lot of people talk about, Alexander Hleb, Thomas Rosicky, Joe Cole, Hersey, Magna, Josef, even Arjen Robben. Do you know? I mean, all of these players are phenomenal. I mean, even Andreas D'Alessandro, brilliant player on this game. I mean, the words brilliant player doesn't resonate how good he is on the game. I mean, even the likes of Juan Sebastian Veron. If the list goes on with midfielders, if you look at left wingers, I mean, you've got the likes of, let's see, obviously Arjen Robben, obviously Rafael van der Vaart, but more of a centralised player, to be fair. Giggs, Chadwick, they're all brilliant players on the game, and the same goes with right wingers too. I know we talk about not having wingers, but if you're looking to exploit the game, I mean, you can use wingers if you want to, because that's your own opinion. If you want to use the centralised option or not, but if you want to exploit the game, not using wingers, that is going to be the main focus point for you, basically winning near enough every game. I mean, you've got players like Julius Agahawa, Jermaine Pennant, another great right winger too. I mean, you've got players like, where is he? Thomas Rosicky. I know we obviously mentioned him being a central attacking midfielder, but a right winger too. He is still a great player. And lastly, if we go through the attackers, I mean, we all have our own list of what are the best players up front, what's the best attackers. But I mean, if you're looking for goal-hungry players, I mean, top of the list, you've got to look at Shevchenko, Vieri, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Javier Saviola, Mewtwo, Viduka, McKay, Kesman. They're all fantastic goal-hungry players. Matchlas, Rossini, another goal-hungry player. Players that obviously we haven't mentioned for left wing. I mean, you've got Ronaldinho. Didn't even see him on my list, but Ronaldinho, brilliant at left wing or even attacking midfield. Luca Toni, another great striker. Mido, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Mitchlas, another great striker. Louis Saha, Francis Jeffers. I mean, the list goes on. Even Olusedabi, and I mean, you've got like Peter Crouch, he's a good striker. Leon Knight, another good one. Sean Maloney's a good one. We got like one of the main guys on this game who just scores goals for fun, Alexandros Papadopoulos. Skalidis, obviously he's one of the main people. Michael Dunwell and David Collins, great at central attack and midfield too. Now, if you're using the .060 update, then You're looking at this guy, Maxim Saigalko. The list amount of people that have used him and shows how many goals he scored. One person I've seen on a video, he scored over 1,000 goals in his whole career. That is insane. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, as I said, but these are the type of players you would be looking for if you're looking to build a team that you are going to exploit the Championship Manager engine. But obviously you've got staff members, which I do think is very, very, very important too. Now there is one team, if you're looking to nick a lot of their staff members, then you need to look at Olympiacos, and here they are. So their assistant manager, he's pretty good. But when you move down to Phyllis, who I think is a great coach, as well as Stratos, fantastic coach, and their scout, not this one, he's a pretty good scout, and so's Oleg too. They have pretty good physio members as well. Generically, most physios have level of discipline 20 as well as physiotherapy 20. But as you can see with Baladis, determination, discipline, physiotherapy, working with youngsters, all either 19 or 20. But I mean, if you're looking for that, the gem of coaches, Georgios Pomaski, he's everyone's list. Do you know what I mean? He is on everyone's list. Now, if we're looking at trying to manipulate someone to try and come to the squad, try and come to the team that you're managing, and for example, they're not interested in joining your team, you put the wage up as high as you can, signing on fee as high as you can. I mean, set it as 5 million, for example. Contract expires month to month and part-time. I mean, we'll do the same with Marco van Basten. He's not interested, as you can see. Put it up. Get the contract for month to month, part-time. We'll do the same for Ricard too. I don't think we'll be able to get it done with Ricard because obviously he's classed as a manager, really. But we will try and get this done so we can try and show you part-time. Jurgen Klinsmann, I mean, we could try and do it with him as well. Try and do it with a fair few players and see, obviously, how you would be able to manipulate these staff members to come join your team. Kenny Dalglish, another fantastic player back in his day. The world wasn't ready for Kenny Dalglish. I think he was way ahead of his time. And lastly, we'll try and get Johan Cruyff too. Not try and set up a nickname. Try and actually get him to sign a contract. And this is what happened when the staff members looked at their contracts. So as you can see here, Klinsmann's rejected, so is Dalglish and Cruyff, but we've given them renewed contracts to see whether or not if they would accept it or not. But Van Basten, he's accepted it, and once we go to the next day, you'll see here rolling contract. So all we've got to do is go back to the offer the contract stage and literally press equals full time. He's wanting to sign that contract. Terzi's accepted it as well. What did I offer Terzi? I think it was an assistant manager role, wasn't it? Let's get rid of Phil Thompson. Yep. Ricard's accepted it as well. I've got to find space in my coach. We'll get rid of Sammy Lee. And go forth to the next day. As you can see, Terzi's assistant manager. So all you got to do is go back, offer that. 9 times out of 10, if they're an assistant manager, they won't wish to renew the contract. But when they're assistant manager, for some reason their contract just doesn't expire. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. So that's a good feature to have. But if we go to Ricard, equals full time, and hopefully within the next day or two like this. So as you can see, Marco van Basten signed a new deal and he's now as my coach. I mean, Kelly Dalglish is accepted a contract, so is Jurgen Klinsmann too. So we'll get rid of Andy Biggs. We'll get rid of Jacques, even though he's a good coach to be fair. But you sign Kenny Dalglish, you sign Jurgen Klinsmann, and now they are part of my team in the backroom coaching staff. And you'll see once the next day loads up, Dalglish is now a coach, back at Liverpool, rolling contract, off a new contract, equals full time. Klinsmann equals full time. Johan Cruyff's accepted the contract too. So let's get rid of Joe Corrigan, who's actually a really good coach. But just to make my point, next day Johan Cruyff is now in our coaching staff, so we offer him his new deal too. Equals full time. And this is what my coaching staff looks like now with all their new contracts. This is what it looks like. So Frank Rijkaard, new contract, done and dusted. Johan Cruyff, new contract, done and dusted. Kenny Dalglish, new contract, done and dusted. Jurgen Klinsmann, new contract, done and dusted. And lastly, Marco van Basten, new contract, done and dusted. But that doesn't work just on the staff members. You can do that with the players too. Obviously, you've got to find the players who are willing to hear about a contract. It will come up exactly the same way as what it did with the staff members, but you'll have that opportunity to do that. And obviously, once they sign, quickly sign them up a new deal before another team jumps in and grabs them off you for free. Now, there is one other thing to try and exploit on this game, and it's looking for types of players, and this is how we do it. Now, there are a few different types of searching for players, search keywords for players. So the first notable one, which a lot of people do like to try and find, is the youngsters on the game. So type in school with a capital S, and as you can see, you've got players on the game who are going to be 15, 16, 17, maybe 18 at the most. And obviously you'll come across players who are not in a club too. But literally throughout these whole 431 pages on this search engine here, you will find players who are technically still classed as being in school. That is a young one here, 14 years old. But that's one fantastic way of trying to find youngsters on the game. The other one that you can look through is Sedgeford with a capital S. These will show players who are on the free transfer list and they've got a very high potential ability. Now, there is none showing at the beginning of the game, but if we look at the end of the season, so as you can see, at the end of the season, you can type in Sedgeford, and this will show players. Obviously, he's retired, but this will show players who are no longer in the club, and that will have a very good, very high potential ability. Obviously, like this guy, he may not look fantastic stats wise, but he'll have a very high potential ability, and obviously then you'll be able to get him on a free transfer. The only thing you have to pay for is obviously a signing on fee, unless you manage to wangle it and not give him a signing on fee. But there are other ones. Obviously, we've done school, we've done Sedgeford. We'll have a look at the no club as well. And as you can see, no club, and it's literally 304 pages of football players who do not have a club to play for. And this tool is obviously great if you're starting with a lower league team. Obviously, you've not got a lot of transfer funds, so you look through this list and you obviously sign the players that you need in the positions that you need, and obviously with that you're not using any of your funds. And there's also another one. These are the players that you can see that are going to be retiring at the end of the season. Obviously not a lot of big names, as you can see, But speaking of retiring, you could also look at the players who are now retired. So if we try and find a noticeable name, so you can actually get the gist. Obviously, you've got Zeno, obviously not the Zeno that I was thinking of. Bebeto, not the Bebeto I was thinking of. But obviously, with these types of searches, obviously you can find the player that potentially you're looking for who's retired, and think, oh right, so their regen is going to be coming into the game in the next season or two. So that's something obviously you could use to exploit the system once again, so you can try and find their regen and get their regen at the youngest age possible, and obviously develop that regen too, because with that obviously you'll be able to use that regen for many years to come. Rob Lee, not the Rob Lee, I thought it was the English one, not the Scottish one. Let's see if we can find one that we do know of, like this one. Kiel Ferreira, obviously he was a Juventus legend, obviously he played at Napoli for a very long time too, but you know that he's retired, so his regen will be coming into the game shortly, so you'll be able to exploit that and try and find that regen too. If you need a tool to help you find regens, there is a tool such as Player Generator Finder, which you'll be able to find on the CM0102 forum. But there is another search engine which you can look through. Now, the other thing which a lot of people managing games like this, they want to make sure they don't find players who have recurring injuries. Now, you can type recurring in, and you can go, for example, Michael Owen. You can go through their injuries list. You can see how much recurring injury there is, but also recurring injuries, injury prognosis, near enough come side by side, hand in hand. It's obviously a hidden stat with the recurring injury, so that does come into play. So you can probably find the players that you probably were looking for. So we all know Michael Owen had a bit of an injury problem, but ZZ Roberts, I never knew he had an injury bit of a problem. As you can see, injury prognosis is 1, but it shows that he does have a recurring injury. So is that a groin strain? Is that something else? Obviously, depending on how far the game goes, you will be able to see what it is. But this is another useful tool, obviously, to have recurring, so you can see what players there are who potentially is an injury, a player that's plagued with injuries, unfortunately. But if you want to try and find a player in a certain nationality which isn't part of the player search engine, so if you quickly go onto player search and go nationality, you can see a select few, obviously. So let's say if they were the country Peru, so if we're looking for a Peruvian player, type Peru in the player search and you will come across players who are from Peru, which you might come across one that says Brazilian. Obviously with that, obviously they are Portuguese based. Peruvian. So as you can see, so you can find players of that nationality through searching the nationality on the player search. And lastly, if you're looking to try and generate a lot of funds for your team, selling players is the only way to go. Now you can find players who are in the national team, so for example Dietmar Hamann, part of the German national squad. Now 13.5 million, that can only get you so far if you want to bring in a certain type of player, but if you want to bring in world-class quality players, there is one good way of doing this, is getting them the fee after 1 international cap. I put it for say 30 million, and then I'll knock that down for say like 100,000, just so the transfer can go through. And we'll do the same again. Well, I'll do it differently for all of these players here. And this is what happens at the end. So as you can see here, Borussia Dortmund's made a final offer of 30 million after 1 international cap with a fee of 100,000 for Dietmar Hamann. Same again with Leverkusen, 25.5 million with a fee of 13.5 million pounds to sign up straight away. PSG's done the same with Igor Biscan, 20 million after 1 cap. Parma with Dietmar Hamann, Rangers 35 million and 1 million to sign up straight away for Gerrard. Bordeaux with 34.5 million after one cap. I mean, you can see that the big clubs who've got the money, they will be able to do this type of thing, and it works magnificently. But obviously these players do need to be in the international team, and they do need to play, really. You know what I mean? So let's see at the end, let's get them to sign the contracts with the club and get their first international cap. So all of the players that we've managed to sell, Jerzy Dudek, Steven Gerrard, Dietmar Hamann, Patrick Berger and Igor Biscan, as you can see. So Jerzy Dudek 20 million after the first cap, Steven Gerrard 35 million, Dietmar Hamann 30, Patrick Berger 10, and Igor Biscan 24.5 million. The next international duty is in the 1st of September, and so some of them may not have played, unfortunately, straight away. But as you can see, Igor Biscan, he played for Croatia. That international cap has gone, so we've got £24.5 million through that. And Jerzy Dudek, he played his first game for Poland, obviously since joining Aston Villa, so we've got £20 million from him as well. But I mean, obviously you can see with the other players, obviously Steven Gerrard, he wasn't part of the England team. Hopefully he'll be able to be part of it, so we can get 35 million from him. Same with Dietmar Hamann. He obviously did not feature for Germany. He was on the subs bench, so Dortmund must have said, don't play him, don't play him. Patrick Berger, he was another one that did not feature. Obviously he wasn't selected in the side. And Igor Biscan, obviously, as you know, he was selected, and we got paid 24.5 million for him as well. So that's the other, obviously, part of the cheating the match engine as well. Now that's all of the keywords side of things. Now there is another tool that you could use, which is called CM Scout. Now CM Scout is something that obviously you can use to find the players that you're looking for, find the players' potential abilities, etc, etc. So that's another good tool to exploit the engine as well. But guys, if you have liked this video, please make sure that you do smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell too. If you like this type of information type videos, you need to leave a comment down below and let me know what else you need to be looked into, or what you want help with, and we will add that onto our list as well. But guys, once again, thank you very much for your love and your support, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you the next video that we have on my channel here at TGR. That's Gaming Robbo.